Hi everyone, my name is Brittany Sponable. I am so excited to be in my practicum time. I know you all are too. I just wanted to share a little bit about myself. So I graduated from University of South Carolina in 2016 with my BSN. I have worked majority of my nursing career inpatient in the ICU and the ER. I am a certified ER nurse. I have spent the last 6 years working for the government. Um, Majority of that time was with DoD, or then turned into Defense Health Agencies, so like the military side of the government. Whereas now I work at the VA here in Charleston. I am a military spouse, so that's kind of how I got into working for the government, or really like honing in on that type of population for patients. I currently work as the assistant nurse manager on one of the med-surg floors at the VA here in Charleston. I am a mom of three kids. I have three boys. I have a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 9-month-old. So I am constantly on the go between work, school, and kids. I'm actually currently sitting in my car waiting for my practicum time to start today. Um, I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone for my practicum. I typically would, throughout this whole entire course, would be drawn to staff development. Since becoming more stable in my current condition where I'm working, I feel like I get a little bit of that exposure, more than I was in any other job. And when I started this program, I wasn't in the position that I'm currently in for work. Um, so being able to really have that opportunity, I decided to step out of my comfort zone and do a nursing school, work with nursing students for my practicum. So I'm super excited. I will be at the Citadel here in Charleston. They have a very new nursing school in my eyes. I think it'll be year 7 this coming up January. So they've had a nursing school for less than 10 years. It is a primarily like military based college. However, they have non traditional students. So I'm going to be working their summer students, and they have evening students, all of that. Because it's summer, they don't offer too many courses. So I'm going to be working with the intro to nursing students. So super exciting. There is about 20 of them. Um, they about half of them have some type of background, whether it's phlebotomist, healthcare tech, certified nursing assistant, and then the other half have some knowledge, and then not really hardly any knowledge as far as, or I should say, experience working in the healthcare field. So really exciting. So I will start in intro to nursing with them. They started their classes last week, so I sat in on their class last week so we could start fresh together, even though practicum, this course didn't start till this week. So I got to meet all of them, understand, what their backgrounds are. And then the second half of our practicum, they will actually go into nursing assessment. So I've been meeting, my preceptor is teaching intro to nursing right now to them. She's also the department head, so we've got to work together. She's been a great mentor this far. I'm super excited to even have the opportunity to work with her. We talked about topics, and one of my ideas was like a nursing student resiliency, because I remember how tough nursing school was, and teaching them like ways to cope and manage stress, especially during nursing school. However, they have a course for that. So I thought that was really cool, because I didn't have that in nursing school, and that would have been great. We looked over the intro to nursing syllabus and like the schedule that she had. And one of the weeks is communication. So I asked her if we could introduce SBAR there. She said they kind of touch on it. Like, this is a communication tool. But I wanted to work on implementing SBAR earlier on into nursing programs, because I feel like it's a key communication tool that's been utilized like everywhere I've been, and it's becoming the standard. I've worked in some organizations where they didn't use SBAR, they used like iPass or something different. Um, but over the last amount of years, I feel like I've only used SBAR to communicate, or our organizations have all gone to SBAR. So really just implementing that, I felt like that was something that I really had to learn how to do as a new grad nurse. Like we learn about it in nursing school, but I feel like I wasn't applying it in like clinical practice time as much as I could have been. Um, so my plan is to lay the seed of this is SBAR, explain it in the intro to nursing. And then when we go into nursing assessment, I will get to be in the skills lab. So I'll have the didactic portion, which would be the intro to nursing, and then hands-on, I'll actually get to work with them in the skills lab when they do their nursing assessment labs, and help them formulate SBAR based on what their assessment findings are. Where I currently work, I have a lot of people, a lot of techs that work on my unit that are in nursing school, and after talking to them, a lot of them, when they give report, they give like a standardized report, but it's not really like they touch on the bases of a template, but it's not like SBAR would be for nursing. I actually had one nursing assistant who is about 3/4 away through nursing school at a different college. And she told me, I always thought that I was giving, the greatest report till I learned about SBAR. And I still, even though I've learned about it, I still don't know how to provide that type of report. I work with a lot of nursing externs and nursing students who are like shadowing and help them place with nurses on our unit. And a lot of them say that that's what they struggle with, is utilizing SBAR. So I think that implementing it earlier would just help them feel more comfortable with it. One of the students that is on the unit that I'm working on, he is a Citadel nursing student. He just graduated, and that was one of when I talked with him about one of my ideas that he thought was very beneficial. He said that he doesn't remember learning about SBAR until I think he said like midway through his time. He is a traditional Citadel student, but he doesn't remember it being introduced into the intro to nursing. Now doesn't mean that could have been the case, but just he doesn't remember applying it to practice. And there's so many other nursing students that have said the same thing across other nursing schools. So just introducing that and implementing it earlier, so when they do get into their time of working as a nurse, they feel confident in providing a report and providing SBAR in any type of situation, whether it's nurse to nurse, nurse to provider, if they're going to for a procedure, just really understanding and feeling confident with how to provide effective communication. As far as needs assessment, I'm going to do an anonymous survey just to really understand where the experience lies with my learners. I do have a good amount of learners that have some type of healthcare experience, but that doesn't mean that they've used SBAR. So I just want to understand that better. So I'm going to do an anonymous survey, gauge where they are with their knowledge with SBAR, if they utilized it in the past, if they have heard of it at all, and then understand what their preferred method of learning is, just so I can engage everyone in some type of way as I create my learning plan. So I'm going to either utilize Google Forms or Microsoft Forms. Those both are like technology that are really good with gathering data. And they also have like QR codes and stuff where it's easy for them to scan in the class. I've very much gathered that all of them are very tech savvy. So at least having that for them to scan, fill out just a couple questions, different forms of questions. Thinking of having some like open ended where they can, disclose what their experience is, and then them kind of select from like learning options. Um, so that's my thought for needs assessment, just so I can understand how comfortable they are. I know I've probably overspoke, so I'm just super excited. I would really appreciate anyone's feedback, and just want to wish you all the best of luck.